Meow 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 meow. Is that the end of the song? Or is it the beginning of the song? God, who knows, man? Is it the beginning? Is it the end? We may never know. Hello? Hello? Mouth noises. Oh. Who's on the Discord? Who's in the Discord? Oh. Meow. Push the button. Did I push the button? I swear I did. I swear I pushed the button, guys. I pushed the button because it's Monday. It's Monday, Juneteenth, 2023. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, I highly recommend you go back to school, nincompoop. That's right. We say poop right at the beginning of the show because this last weekend the theme was saying poop with my daughter a lot. We had a good time. Okay. Speaking of this last weekend, oh, hold on. I got to turn my fan on. See that La Tigra in the background there? Watch out for La Tigra in the background, dudes. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry, we have to do the intro to the show. What's up, nerds? It's Monday. How y'all doing? Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully it blew your minds. Hopefully you're so enthusiastic about this next up-and-coming hot, fresh week that you're just about to burst at the seams. The joy is just emanating. It's ruminating. It's effervescing from your body. What words are we using here? We don't know. We're just making them up as we go because that's the English language. Yeah, hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. We're back on a Monday, and I need you guys to comment in the chat. Let me know how your weekend went. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it indifferent? Do you not care? Maybe you worked the weekend, and you frankly just don't care anymore. I don't know. But we'll run over some of the weekend stuff that we did around here as soon as we do the commercial here. That if you were watching the show after the show was live, if you're the replay, that means you're replay team 6, right? If you're replay team 6, leave a comment in the chat and tell us replay team 6 here, check, mic check, and tell us where you're from. And when I say where you're from, I don't mean like your address. I don't want to know specifically where you're from. Be like Oklahoma or the United States, or I don't want to say Canada. Oh, Canada. How about Uzbekistan? There we go. You don't hear that one very often. Anyhow, let us know. That's good. Okay? And then the next part is the commercial. We're supposed to do the commercial right at the beginning. Hey, if you're not subscribed, do that. If you're not the like button, if you didn't lick or like, the button, lick your phone, or lick your computer post haste. Do it immediately. Just start licking it. Go for it. Big time. It's Monday. Why not? Subscribing and liking are free. The Patreon is not free, and becoming a member on YouTube is not free. So choose your path however you feel. If you choose patron or membership, it goes into the collective fund here, where it is tracked by the government because I am an official business, so that we have to use that money for business expenses. That's what it's for. We hope to do bigger projects, and we hope to continue doing that in the future. We're going to see how it goes. We currently have 70 members on YouTube and 92 patrons on Patreon. All right, we've dropped down to 162 total people kicking and karate chopping and tossing into the bucket, which means I'm being outshined by every church on the planet. And that, frankly, is not a good thing. That, frankly, is not a good thing. And the reason I say that right out the gate here at the beginning of the show, just so that people understand, is that I am at least equal to the authority that those churches have to tell you about God stuff. And the reason I say that is because I am zero of an authority, and so are they. So the pitch to you is, hey, I'm probably just as bad minus all of the predatory behaviors, right? I'm just as bad as those church places minus the child predator stuff, because I've never partaken in any of that nonsense, right? Yet most of them, if you look it up, seem to have that continual issue constantly, right? Anyhow, moving on. Do what you want. Do whatever you like. Have a good time. Okay, that was our big commercial where we made fun of churches, and now we've made 26% of the population super mad. So we shall pander now to the other 74% of the population, otherwise known as the majority, right? Anyhow, moving on. I had a nice dinner with my daughter. Randall Bowman is here. What is up? Had a nice dinner with my daughter and ex for Father's Day in Parker, Colorado. Ooh, I think I've driven through Parker, Colorado. Let me check. Parker, Colorado Nino. Colorado Nino. I'm going to check. I want to check. Guys, we got to check. 83. Yeah, dude, I've driven on the 83 before. I had to check. Okay, south of Denver, going over there. Over on the 25, and then the 83 goes down to, what's that city down there? That's not the city I'm looking for. Black Forest? Yeah, I've gone through the Black Forest. Cimarron Hills, I've drove through there. Blue Stern Prairie, yep. Fountain, down to Fountain. Yeah, yep. Heading down into Colorado Springs. Yeah, I went that way. I went the 83 route. I got to tell you, that 83 route from you go south of Denver, you get out of Denver. Don't be all up in Denver. It's too much. Too much. And so, but here's a quick side note here on Denver versus Seattle. I've always thought that Denver was more of the sister city to Seattle. They are very, very, one's in the mountains and everything, but they're very similar when you're in it. When you're inside the body of the city and you're making moves, very similar. So I've always thought that for many years. But if you get out of Denver and then you drive southerly on that old 83 there, I think it's State Route 83, right? And you head down towards Colorado Springs, that whole area is just busting, dude. It is awesome. It is beautiful, and I love it. And I was like, wow. Then I looked at how much the properties cost around there, and Pipe Dream City, baby. Pipe Dream City for your old boy over here. I was like, whoa, wow. And so I just said, I'm not going to think about that anymore. But Randall brought it up, and I thought about it again. And now I've returned to the trauma from before. I've returned to the trauma. We're back in it for just a second. Totally meant to say wood nerd at the keyboard. Replaced wood with good. Good nerd. Wood nerd or good nerd. Either way, same kind of deal. Hope today is a good nerd special. Let's talk about center cut beams for stands and and how to get the best texture from sanding. Yeah, we can do that. We'll get into that. We're gonna say hi to everybody here real quick, and then we'll discuss. We'll discuss that first topic brought up in the live chat. Frank Dominguez, Aubrey Noser, 181. Oh man, I already screwed it up. Should I start over? Probably not. Everyone will know that I had started over. Noser 138. That got me. I was going to say 183, and it just ain't right. Skog Shrimp and Stuff, Nabokov fan, Creedmoor Aquatics, Pauline's Aquariums, Alyssa Bentley, Jones. I like it. Fish Fam Link, Joel G, all the way from New Zealand. Billy Benchod. Billy Benchod says, WT farts. Billy Benchod says, WTF. Well, WTF to you too, bro. Good times. Linda Worth is here. Napoleon Harden. G-Bear. Napoleon Harden. I don't think I've ever read that name before. From all the way from Georgia. Hi, fish nerds and friends. Waiting for the barn red stain on my DIY aquarium stand to dry. Next, water seal. You know what? I was actually looking at some of that barn red stain the other day, and I have to say, I was intrigued. I don't think I was standing there thinking, or maybe I had walked off and I was thinking about it. Hard to say. I was just standing thinking. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'd stained anything red before, but then I remembered I had two projects that I did stop sign red, which might be different than the barn red. Let's see, barn red stain versus stop sign red stain. We want stain, not paint. You guys know how much I love paint, but stain is also fantastic. They have an image. Barn red stain versus stop sign. Oh, I'm not seeing stop sign red. Oh, wait. Okay, so the American barn red is more chill, right? Then the stop sign is like red. But it looks like the Varathane version looks like stop sign red. Huh, I don't know. What's that? Yeah, either way, I think I did stop sign red on some wall hanging dealies that I made. But yeah, I'm excited. Do you have a picture of it somewhere? I don't know. Post it up. Let us know. Napoleon Harden, I worked this weekend also. Let's see. G-Bear says, well, my job gave us holiday last year. Last year, got a new boss, and now all Monday holidays we work for time and a half plus days pay, but we lost Monday holidays for now. That's not too bad. I mean, if you got to work, at least you're getting the day's pay and the time and a half, so that's not bad. Can't complain about that too much. At least it's kind of a bonus. Yeah, so let's talk about center cut beams for stands and how to get the best texture from sanding. Nabokov fan, I'm not 100% sure what do you mean for center cut beams for an aquarium stand. I'm going to see if I'm just going to Google search it because I'm like, what? I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, I'm not sure. Cutting the middle support out of the stand? Is that what you mean? You mean like cutting the middle support out? Center cut, not quarter sawn. I don't know. I'm confused. Maybe rewrite it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe rewrite your comment. So it like, I don't know. I'm confused. I mean, you could definitely do quarter sawn. I mean, as long as you got the 3 good sides going the correct direction, you could do quarter sawn. It's pretty rare that I actually buy quarter sawn wood, but I do from time to time. That's for sure. It definitely does save. It does save some money. That is for sure. Although in the future, I don't know why people are bringing up quarter sawn wood today, because I literally this weekend was considering buying a wood mill. I was just considering it. I don't know. It's a thought. It's a thought that I have. I'm just worried that I'll get the use out of it that I would need to spend. But the one I was looking at is, where is it? This one? No, not that one. The one that I was looking at right here is the HM122 portable hood mill. Now, it's about $2,300, but I've used this brand before, the Woodland Mills. These guys make really good stuff, and especially for the price. So there's a thought there. There's a thought there. There's a thought just sitting right in my brain. And I'm considering it. I'm considering whether it's worth it. I still got these logs out here. I've got all these to cut, but I'm just thinking about it. It's probably not for a good reason. I don't know that I would get the use out of it that I'd really want to for owning a piece of equipment like that. But my thought was buy it, use it here, and then at the family property, we have a bunch of trees coming down at the family property. Use it to mill up the stuff here, mill up the stuff there, and then attempt to sell it. Like, just try to resell it. That's kind of my thought. That my worry is that then I go like, what if I decide to not sell it? Because I've definitely done that in the past where I have a piece of equipment like, yeah, we're just going to sell that when we're done using it. And then it's like, oh, no, but I have it. You don't want to really get rid of that piece of equipment. You know, yeah. The thought of Western red cedar logs, sawdust, stickering boards. I do love fresh lumber cut. That's like one of my favorite smells for sure. Nabokov is trying to email the link. Oh, okay, cool. We'll check that out once the email comes through. Let me refresh my email inbox. Oh, it's not here yet. The email is stuck in the mail. The email is in the mail. Okay. Let me know when you sent it, and then I'll check it out. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Speak of the devil, the Discord green room is open in case all callers are welcome today. Let's make a I forgot to make a. Let's make it while we're here. Let's make it while we're here. I want access to this right here. Taking all. Hold on. Oops. This is what happens when I try to text holding down the caps lock, the shift, holding down shift. Let's see. Do we want it to move? Do we want it to move? Effect. Shape, file, layout, color. What color should it be? Green? We'll make it green. Super green. Scroll? We'll make it scroll. Turn on animation. Scroll. Right to left. All right, let's do that. Let's see how that looks. Where is it? See, look at that. That's not good. That's the opposite of good. There we go. Okay. Now it's working. Why is it white and not green? We turned it to green. Hello. Why are you not... Hello. Why are you... Why is it not... Oh, that's why. We accidentally did the color on the background. We need a brighter green. That's chill. Okay, let's go like that. And then we'll make it a little smaller. But then we'll stretch it out. Can we stretch it? Do we have that feature? Alt. We have to hit Alt. Oh, no, we can't. Okay, we'll do it like that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Look at that. We added a feature during the show. Look at that. It's amazing. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, this is the most exciting live stream I've ever been to in my entire life. And you're, in fact, extra excited. Nabokov fan has sent it in. Okay. Who's that guy that said WTFs? He came in, he dropped the WTFs, and then he left. And then they left. Let's go to their channel. Let's see what they got. Do they have any content? Content. Let's check out their content. No videos. Nothing. Oh. They have no videos. They have a playlist. Brenda Lee, It Takes One to Know One, from 1966. That's the playlist. 3 videos. Let's look. Oh, let's check out this playlist. Oh, mute. Mute. Okay, we'll get a copyright strike. Brenda Lee, Skeeter Davis. And then Mastodon? What? Oh. I wonder if that accidentally got added to the playlist. Well, Mastodon was number 3 on the playlist, so can't hate on that. Oh, okay. That's crazy. That's a playlist that I was not expecting. That was the third track, unexpected. Skeeter Davis and Brenda Lee. That's pretty old school, chillin' music. And then we got Mastodon, which is chillin' music for me because I'm out of my mind. The WTF was when you were talking about churches. Oh yeah. Okay, well that makes sense. It's on my mind lately. Because today's Juneteenth, right? And there's a weird parallel in my mind that I've been writing about between the two, and the fact that that information used to move around so slowly. And by the way, that's why Juneteenth is a holiday. It's actually the liberation. It's like, not necessarily, liberation's not the right word. It's the actual day that slaves in Texas were notified of them actually being, freed from the Civil War, right? They were slaves no more from the Civil War. Oh, that's wild. You have no idea. How Mastodon got on there. Never heard of it. Oh, well, I like Mastodon a lot, so it's kind of weird that was actually on the playlist. I was like, wow, man, that's some worldly playlist. Unfortunately, I can't play the songs on the stream because I will get a copyright claim. Likely not a strike, but a claim. And you almost always get those if any kind of music plays. And the only music I play on my stream is licensed music. You guys can understand that, like, it's hardly even about the money. It's more about like the incessant emails and stuff that you constantly get. So like right now, what is going on here? Oh, there it is. Okay. I can go over to my dashboard on YouTube. I have a copyright claim, a copyright claim. I have 2 new ones in the last day. This one is off of a video from 2021. So it took them 2 years, June 11th, 2021, 2 years, and they decided to claim a video from 2 years ago has music in it that they own, which now I have to go through the email process of like screaming at whatever robot has decided to flag that, and so that they could try to get income for their company, right? That's the idea. The idea is that their corporation is going to get paid for what they own a copyright on, which there's nothing in that video that they own a copyright on. And so realistically what it is that these companies are just scamming the system now, that people like me will like not get back to them, so then they'll just collect all this money by filing copyright claims. It's basically what it is. Joel G says, that's outrageous. So to be clear about my my stance on the churches, organized religion and churches are awful. They've collected billions and 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 billions of dollars. And frankly, it's just for lining the pockets of a bunch of these like creepy weirdos like Joel Osteen, having a 100-room mansion with swimming pools and airplanes and all this crazy nonsense. And admittedly, they do some charity. Sure, so does Starbucks, right? But yeah, faith, awesome. And I think that's amazing. People have that. People have a spiritual side. That's amazing too. Organized religion is just awful. It's just proven to do way more worse than... What was that? Way more worse than good, in my opinion. But everybody has an opinion about everything. I think, to me, the evidence is what has created that opinion for me. But, you know, I know like tons and tons of church-going people that are just good people that just go because they just go, you know. And so there is that too. There's that group of people that are like, yeah, I'm just going because it's a thing I do. And then there's also the people that are like, I just go because it's the community. Like, I get to go be a part of my community. And I'm like, that's awesome too. And I get it. It does take energy to create your own like community organizations, right? We got done with our second community organization meeting that we have started here. The local neighborhood. You know, it's not an HOA. It's not a whatever. It's like we just want to have the community be able to start having a meeting once every couple months, once every 2 months actually, on a Saturday, and we're getting more and more people showing up to them, and more people going like, oh hey, like, wait, we could show up, we could talk about what's going on, we could like collaborate on things, and so it's going pretty well. We'll see how it goes over the next year, once we kind of continue going and sort of addressing and introducing everybody to each other, which actually is a fantastic element. It's like you start to like know your neighbors more, and I think that's incredibly important. So for those reasons, I'm like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, but maybe just take the money out of it. You know, there's a big expose on the Mormon Church recently. And let me look up some of the articles on it. Owns... So the Mormon Church is hiding. Feds fine Mormon Church for illicitly hiding $32 billion. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, just the Mormon Church is sneakily hiding $32 billion. Yeah. And that's just one of them, right? Just one of the many. And that's a lot of my reasoning behind it. I drive around the state where I live, Washington State, and there are churches like all over the place that have never paid a dime in taxes or anything like that, and it infuriates me just how many churches there are around. It's like, why are all these empty buildings here? Yeah, and it just makes me upset. When I think a lot more beneficial things could be done with that money. I thought maybe you just watched Shiny Happy People recently. What was Shiny? I don't remember exactly what that was. What was that? Was that about? Who was that about? Shiny Happy People. Oh, the Duggar Family Secrets. Right. Limited series investigates controversies surrounding the Duggar family, best known for TLC's 19 Kids and Counting. Yeah, including Josh Duggar's conviction for possession of child pornography and the family's connection to the Institute in Basic Life Principles, a controversial Christian organization. Which, by the way, I saw some of these weirdos over the weekend. They were, I saw them last weekend because we went to the Pride Festival we went to the Pride Parade in Spokane, Washington. I posted a picture up on the Discord that we were there. And we went and checked that out. Showed some support to the local Spokane community there. By the way, it wasn't only gay people, right? It was a big showing. There was a lot going on there. A lot of food trucks, a lot of parade, a lot of support for, just the people, right? And I think that's good, regardless of your affiliation and what you believe or don't believe. But this last week I saw some of the basic, what are they? I forget what they're called. The basic science, basic life principles or whatever. Yeah, they're just weirdos. Anyhow. Oh, Joel G said that's outrageous. Joel G's been a member for 19 months, so he gets to have the green comment. It looks like a super chat, but when you're a member, you just get to do a member post once a month and let people know that you exist. It's about cupping on the wood. Oh, that's right. The email. Let's look up the email. Email. This post from this wood guy. Okay, let's check it out. Cinder block rack with warping wood. Let's see what's going on here. Cinder block rack with warping wood. Okay, just I'll show you guys what we're looking at here, just so you guys know what's going on. Add source. We gotta find the button. Every time I feel like I gotta find this button, and I get good at finding this button, whenever I get good at finding this button, they redo the button. This is from actually the care community from Aquarium Co-op is where this is posted, just in case anybody's wondering and they want to try and find it. Hey, all looking for some help with my cinder block rack. Tanks are resting on 2x8s cut to 69 inches. The frontward top piece is warping. Yeah, that's cupping like crazy. See that right there? I mean, I could draw. Where's my whiteboard? Let's find the whiteboard. Guys, where do we keep the whiteboard? Where do we keep the whiteboard? Oh, we've located the whiteboard. Let's move it up to the top, guys. Oh, it moved up one. Move it up to the top, you thing. Oh, it's going super slow. It's going slow. There we go. It's up at the top. Activate. Activate whiteboard. Okay, see this cupping right here? Oh, man. Guys, why didn't somebody tell me that we were writing and we were coloring on the whiteboard in black? What do you guys think? Yellow? Okay. So you guys can see this cupping right here. Look at that. Hold on. Clear it. Let's try this again. Mouse drawing is not my forte, I gotta tell you. So we follow the top here of this line of this board. You can see that ain't no straight line no more. Okay. The 20 long is getting some rummy nose Tetris soon, and the 10 gallons used to. All the other boards have held up fine. Suggestions, maybe distributing the weight on the stand, type of wood. Let's take a look at some other pictures here. This actually is like a really appropriate weight distribution, for sure. Look for dried wood. Sometimes it will be labeled kiln dried. If that don't work, which is that's a decent comment right there. We can say that's legit. Okay, that's a legit. Would also suggest warping could happen to the weight, of course, but also the moisture. Put some shelf liner down on the wood to protect it from that inexpensive investment. Thank you. The Home Depot near Southern Pine, kiln dried. Okay. So you were down. The link that you posted was down here. Let's see what's happening here. I'm trying to figure out this thread. We're trying to live through this thread. Okay, Nabokov fan, what were you saying? So the center cut. What was the center cut brace you were talking about? I don't see it in here. Yeah, I'm not sure. What was the question? The comment by Pipper is super helpful. I learned a lot from it. Depends on your environment. Changes in humidity. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, all right, let's start at the beginning here. So, at the very beginning, me, that's right, me, Gerald himself. Okay. Here's the first thing I would say. Let's clear our whiteboard. Let's make this picture a little bit larger so I can draw in here. Can I? Oh no, I can only activate the whiteboard. Clear the whiteboard. I'm going to move this back up to the top, I believe, is the way to do this. Okay, here we go. Oh no! I did it again. Bear with me for a second here. Can I activate? Nope. Okay, let's turn off the whiteboard. We'll click on this. Then it'll make it bigger. Bob's your uncle. Look at that. Alt. We'll close up this side a little bit so that... Oh, God, look at the synergy here. Symmetry, not synergy. What am I talking about? Oh, my God. This guy. Clear the whiteboard. Okay, so me. I'm the problem, okay? I'm the problem. Okay, here we go. We're pushing buttons, guys. Okay, great. Now, so the first thing I got to tell you, I do not do this ever. I don't. I've told this to Corey a million times. We talked about it on live stream a million times. I don't recommend this design. This design, I do not recommend cinder blocks with wood sitting on them for a fish tank stand. Does it work? Yes. Does it technically accomplish a task? Yes. It technically does accomplish a task. You do have some cinder blocks, you got some wood, and you can put weight on it. That's what cinder blocks are designed to do. So yeah, yes, you've technically accomplished the task. But here's the first thing I would mention. Cinder blocks sitting on carpet is a really bad idea. Now, the reason for that is that carpet has not only thickness to the carpet itself, but it also has a carpet pad underneath it. And your first and foremost problem here is there's no guarantee that this weight compressing on to this carpet pad and this carpet is going to be perfectly, like, what's the word we're looking for here? Evenly distributed, I guess, or perfectly flat against a flat surface, I guess. There's got to be a word for that. I don't know what that word is, but flat on flat. Words. I'm a wordsmith, bros, okay? So you're going to have high and low spots underneath each one of these cinder blocks. Now, the chances are that means that you're going to accomplish a little bit of wobble, right? You're going to encounter some kind of wobble with the carpet pad, the carpet all directly under a cinder block, and now you've got it sitting likely on some subfloor of some kind. It might be concrete under there. It might be. But either way, because you have a soft substrate underneath a ton of weight pushing down on it, there's no way that's going to be equally perfectly distributed, like as if you had it sitting on another piece of cinder block. Like this point right here, this point of pressure between block and block is going to be even all the way across, right? There's going to be no weird things in between there that are going to cause it to rock back and forth or anything like that. But this bottom down here, it will likely cause something to be a little bit wobbly, right? Now, on the off chance that maybe one day you're working on the tank, maybe you slip and you get a little, and you have to like catch yourself on it, and maybe this thing wobbles just enough that the whole thing falls over and comes crashing down. That's a bummer. Let's say that there's an earthquake. I live in an area where there is earthquakes. Maybe you've never had an earthquake at your house or where you live, but earthquakes happen on the Earth. That's why they're called earthquakes, baby. Wouldn't it be a Mars quake if it's in Mars? I don't know. But they happen all over the Earth. You never really know when it's going to happen. Maybe there's a windstorm. Maybe there's a something. It's just not safe, in my opinion. This runs the risk of a dramatic failure. Now, technically, you could do some earthquake strapping to the walls, right? You could do some strapping to the walls to stop this thing from falling over if it was. But instead of having one singular direction that it can fall over, you have two directions that it can fall over now. Because not only can it fall from the wall going this direction, it could actually fall from the wall going this direction also, right? Because none of these blocks are stuck together, right? They're just sitting on top of each other. None of the wood is attached to anything. This whole thing could fall over. Potentially could. Now I know, on the off chance, I know there'll be people like, I've had them set up like this for 4,000 years, and it's never fallen over. Okay, that's great. I wear my seatbelt all the time, not because I haven't been in a horrific car accident last week. It's because there might be a horrific accident next week. So, to me, this is not a great way to do something. It's a way that you could do a thing. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, you can accomplish a task. I don't think it's an appropriate way of accomplishing a task or a long-term way of accomplishing a task, personally. And by example, I would say you've never seen this in a store, really. You've never seen this in a public aquarium. You've never seen this somewhere where, customers are at or people are at. And so that's my big reasoning behind it. Okay. Now, to explain cupping in the wood, okay, this is going to take a second. But cupping in wood illustration. Let's find an illustration real quick. Okay, here's why cupping in wood happens. Here we go. When you look at the side of that piece of wood that he has there on that they have, I don't know if it's a he, they. Oh wait, what window were we on? This one? Yeah. You can see right here. This right here. All right, I'll tell you what we got to do. Here's what we got to do. We got to shrink it down. And then we got to enhance. Okay, guys? We got to enhance. Then we're going to blow it up. There we go. See that right there? Let's turn on our whiteboard. You can see right here the grain of the wood. Here's the... Hey. We should be on the whiteboard now. Here we go. Here's the core of the log. Right here. Right? Each layer is right here. And then the grain is going like this. coming out from the center of it, even though it's really dark and it's stained and everything. And it makes this goofy pattern. Look at that. Yes. Yes, you can see it. You can see it here. See that? Okay. Now we'll go over here to this illustration. Let's clear our whiteboard. Let's window region. Now it's wrong. Now it's wrong because we're on this one. Okay, let's turn off the whiteboard. Let's just remove this and we'll make a new one. Add source. There we go. Okay. Here it is right here. Here it is right here for you, baby. Simple illustration that we can all look at with our brains, with all of our brain parts. Okay. So, this is what happens when wood does cupping, okay? What's called cupping. Cupping on wood flooring. Here it is right here. Causes of cupping. The moisture content of the wood will vary over time throughout its hygroscopic nature, or due to its hygroscopic nature, depending on the ambient humidity and temperature. As wood gains moisture, it will expand and conversely contract as it loses moisture. Cupping occurs when the underside of the boards gain more moisture than the top side, okay? So uneven distribution of moisture is what will happen. And a lot of that can happen because it's in the air. Cupped boards are often the result of moisture being gained from the subfloor over which they are laid. Because the underside has expanded due to absorption of moisture, whilst the topside has not, the plank tends to curve. This all can create extra problems in regards to the board fixing the subfloor, as it will start to lift and pull away. Okay, so what we see with the blog post is the cupping is like this. It's coming up from the bottom, or it's cupping up towards the top. Oop. Did I turn my whiteboard off? I did. There we go. Turn it back on. It's coming up towards the top. It's doing B. Like this. See that? We can change the color here. Let's change the color to rojo. Or pink. Pink looks good. There. It's cupping up towards the top. Because getting moisture at the top of the piece of wood. Then the cut right here, A is staying flat, C is going this way, right? Up like that. And staying flat. Okay. So, one of the bigger issues that you'd have to do, the moisture content of the subfloor is laying greater than 75%. So, you'd have to check, first thing you'd have to do is make sure moisture content. What is the moisture content of the wood? So, when you begin with the moisture content of the wood, you want to make sure, hold on, where'd this go? Clear. Okay. So, you want to make sure that the moisture content of the wood is, 7%, I think? Let's look it up real quick. I forget what the actual number is. Moisture content for furniture. Furniture building wood. There we go. Because you're building furniture. 6 to 8%. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Acceptable wood moisture content normally ranges from 6 to 8%. For furniture and whatnot. Now, the kiln-dried wood that you have at the wood that you get for building a building is either going to be between 8 and 12%, but below 19%. So stuff that you're going to find at big box stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, McClendon's, whatever big hardware store that you have is going to be below 19, right? But for a building, you want between 8 and 12%. And I couldn't remember exactly what it was, so which is why we looked it up. Because it's not something I normally have to do unless I'm doing furniture stuff. But if you're buying wood from Lowe's, Home Depot, anything like that, you're going to get stuff that is only going to be below 19%. The idea is to be between 8 and 12%. Right? But it's only going to be sort of a guarantee of 19% and down. Once it's been kiln dried, you're probably fine for most building things. But bear in mind, when you're building an aquarium stand, you're building furniture. You aren't building a wall that's going to have sheetrock on it and insulation inside it. You're not building rafter beams that are going to sit inside a tight roof, right, for the next 100 years or anything like that. What you're building when you're building an aquarium stand is, in fact, furniture, right? So if you were going to build that, if you're going to build that concrete block, if you're going to build that concrete blocks, if you're going to take those masonry blocks, is what we normally call them. If you're going to take those masonry blocks and you're going to build your aquarium stand out of them, you, at the very least, need to take some extra steps in order to build the stretchers in between them, or what's the name that you'd want to call it? Whatever's spanning the gap, okay? Is that you would want to take 2 layers. Let me see if I can't find a good image of plywood. Let me see if I can't find a good image. Okay. This actually will work pretty well. Image. Okay. Aha, here you go. Okay, perfect. This will actually make sense. Let me get... We gotta get the button. Desktop capture. Smart selection. Here we go. Boink. Right. This is what you're going to be building when you build your cinder block aquarium stand. Okay? Now this right here, obviously, is floor, subfloor, underlayment, floor covering. This is generally what a modern floor system will look like. Okay? What you have down here is these joists way down at the bottom is going to be your cinder block like strength. Okay? But what you want to do is understand that when a floor goes in, you have this subfloor piece that's a big thick piece of plywood. Then you have your underlayment, which is illustrated in this blue piece right here. Right? And these are combining together. These 2 pieces are combining together with all that coloring I just did. That makes no sense. This piece right here and this piece right here, and then the flooring goes on top of it. But what you're gonna be creating if you want to do a stand is you want to create this interaction right here. Oh my God, my alarm's going off. Okay. You need to have multiple layers in order to utilize what's going on there. Now, also on top of that, my personal recommendation, is to incorporate something that actually connects to those blocks to hold everything together. And I want to see if we can't find, let's see, plywood built to aquarium stand with cinder blocks. We might get lucky here if we can't find an image. Let's see if we can't find an image here that would make more sense. Aha! Somebody has it posted here. Okay. We have it. We have an image. Let's see if we can't... there it is. See this image right here? Let me get my whiteboard. Let me turn my whiteboard on. There we go. So, you can see what's happening right here. Now, I don't think that this is a perfect stand by any metric, but you can see what's happening here is that you have your 2x4 right here, and then they've laminated another piece on top of it right here. This black piece is laminated right on top of those 2x4s. They've painted the blocks the interesting colors, I guess. But what you want to do is you want to at least be doing this step right here, which doesn't exist in a build like this. Oh, no, they've actually added the plywood in this one, too. It does exist in this one. There. So you can see here, they've got, oops, turn on the whiteboard. Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry, I was trying to clear the whiteboard. Clear, there we go. You can see right here, they've got this piece of plywood. Then they've got their 2x4s on top, which my guess there'd be one more in the middle. Now, what you'd want to do is laminate these all together. Then you want to do a seal coat on this piece of plywood and actually flip this thing over. You'd want the plywood to be right underneath the tank. The plywood's going to be your likely most solidly flat surface, right? So that's what you'd want. Remove. Okay, then we've got rid of that. Okay, so it took a minute for me to get it figured out. But essentially what you want to do is laminate a piece of plywood. Now, when I say laminate, that's probably a little bit confusing for some people. That means get wood glue, get your piece of plywood, apply wood glue liberally to the bottom side of the plywood, and stick and clamp all of the 2x4s, 2x8s, 2x12s, whatever you're going to do to that. Then use that piece of plywood on the top. Here's another build that's kind of interesting. Of which, you know, this actually application right here sort of makes sense, right? This application of this build right here. Oh my God, somebody's here. Who's here? Oh, it's Mr. Scogland. Hey, Steve-on. Oh, I don't know. He's being quiet today, folks. We'll see if he pipes up here in a minute. Yeah, so here's a decent build here that you can kind of see that they utilize the cinder blocks for the legs. Obviously, this is in a block room. So in a block room like this, you could make some attachments to the wall to avoid the any kind of shifting, right? Any kind of shifting weight. Maybe something happens. Maybe you slip and fall and something happens. You don't want this dang thing falling on you. Or falling on anybody else for that matter. Kids, dogs, whatever. And you can see that this is actually, I think I removed my whiteboard. Where'd my whiteboard go? We lost the whiteboard. I think we lost the whiteboard. Where do you find the replacement? Oh, scene widgets. Here it is. There we go. Does it say that on the stream? Color. Red. Does it just... Okay. Okay, this is goofy. We have to redo the whiteboard. We don't want size thin. We want thick. Tool, freehand, refresh. There we go. Okay. So you can also see that this is sitting on a cement floor that is potentially flat, really nice and flat. So you'd actually be making a reasonable contact at the bottom, and the thing will probably sit pretty plumb, pretty flush, pretty flat, pretty level, whatever you want to call it, however you want to do it. Napoleon Harden says, I used treated 3/4 inch 4 foot by 8 foot floorboard for the tabletop, and either 8 foot by 2 inch by 4 inch, 2x4 or 2x6s. They'll need cutting, of course. Water seal helps. Yeah. Oh yeah, so we were talking about like choosing the wood to avoid cupping. Yeah, so the diagram that I was showing earlier is the diagram that you're looking for to keep it flat. You essentially, when you're looking at a piece of wood and you're going to look at the end grain to avoid cupping. There we go. Images. There you go. And this is a perfect example of it right here. It's super easy. Super easy. Right here. This is the pieces that you don't want, right? You don't want pieces of young lumber, which that's what this is. This is very young lumber. This is probably came straight from a replacement farm or whatever you want to call that. So they cut down old growth over the years, and then they replant trees, and then those trees grow for 40, 50 years, and then they cut those down and they make lumber out of these. But you can see like how young this piece of wood is, but you want to avoid this, right? You want to avoid buying this piece of wood if you can. But when it comes to engaging with the wood, depending on which direction it's going to cup, if you can only afford, or like if the only wood that you can buy is this, you want this grain going in this direction. Does that make sense? So like if you have cupping and it's facing upward like this, and that's going to be okay for your application, at least do that. And then, because you don't want this facing upward on an aquarium stand, because this will collect moisture and water and it'll eventually rot the wood, even if it's pressure treated. It really won't matter one way or another. I thought Steve was here. Did he leave? Steve's here, but he's being quiet. Oh, no, wait. He's talking, but I hear no sound. Are you muted? Did you mute yourself somehow? Oh, my God. I see you activating, but I don't hear you. What is happening? Why can't I hear you? Is my playback, like, super quiet? Let me see. Maybe my playback was too quiet. Steve, make noises. Oh, my God. It's illuminating, but I'm not hearing any sounds from you. Why are you silent? Oh, my God. The technology. The technology is killing us today. Why are you... Why is Steve silent? Is he showing up? Can you guys hear Steve? I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out what's going on. Oh, I wonder if... Hold on. Add source. Let's see. What is it? What window is it? Hold on a second. I'm going to add this source. Hold on. Why is it not working? Why do we have advertising? Okay, let's remove that. Okay, you guys can't hear him. I can't hear him either. I don't know why. That was it. That was the sound. Oh, hold on. There's a weird sound. The ice maker's on? Oh. Man, I thought it was that dishwasher. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I don't know why I can't hear Steve. I don't know why it's not working. The sound is on. Maybe my output is wrong? Is my output wrong? Let me see. Steven.
Yes.
Ah, it was that. How did my
Yep.
output got changed? There you are. I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. I must have pushed some button over the weekend. Must have been having a fever dream or something at the computer and must have pushed a button. Okay, we figured it out. Oh my God, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Oh, I'm doing all right. We just had our solar panels installed today.
OMG, I'm excited. What's going on with that, dude?
Oh, I don't know. It's in the hands of National Grid now. We have to wait for them to activate it.
Oh, okay. They're gonna hook it up.
But well, it's all hooked up, but the second they put like a second meter on the side of the house,
Uh-huh.
that like tells their meter to spin backwards. So it's up to them when they activate it, which apparently could take up to 2 months, I guess, because they don't want to be losing money, So they slow jam.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's all up there. Looks pretty cool. So that's gonna, save us some dollars every month, hopefully. Well, actually, it will. So hopefully it works out in the long run,
Yeah. Well, dude, that is exciting. I mean, to be honest with you, I wish I had the solar panels here, but it just isn't feasible if they aren't buying back the energy from us,
Yeah, I mean they're not buying it back from us. They're not going to be sending us a check or anything.
Okay.
But it's worth it because it cuts like a third off of our current bill, but it just stays that number, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna probably end up having to break down my saltwater tank over there anyway. So we'll like build up extra credits, which is nice. Because they work on the credit system with this plan, and the credits never expire. So yeah, I'm excited.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And that's exciting too, actually. It's very cool. Is it does your roof look nicer now with solar panels, or is it all janky?
I mean, it definitely looks more 21st century.
You've
But
entered.
yeah, the roof isn't that old anyway. I think it's only 10 years old,
Okay. That's good.
so not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Okay. Well, hey man, we got to get something more important. Happy Father's Day. It's your first Happy Father's Day. What's up? What's up with that? How did it go? Did you get a steak dinner, or did you get a card
No.
or something?
I did get a card. Two. Was it two? Three. I got three cards actually.
3 cards.
3 cards. Yep. Yeah, it went good. My dad and my sister came by, and they picked up a pizza on the way, so we ate some pizza for lunch. Um, I don't remember what I had for dinner. Oh, it was leftovers.
Oh, you had all those leftovers? That's it? So you got some cards. Okay. How's the
Some
racing
cards.
going?
Well, his car wasn't ready, so my cousin there,
Mm-hmm.
he's not racing yet this year. But overall, it's a total disaster, which was absolutely expected. So I'd say it's going good. Yep, on par for the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have some stand building questions here, and I think you can jump in on these a little bit. Bracken was saying, I'm literally about to build a stand this way for my 75 because the floor in the garage gets wet sometimes, and I don't want to use wood. Should I just add some extra stuff like joint adhesive, or just go all wood and use treated lumber, or go normal wood and just paint the ever-living crap out of it? Okay. My first advice here is if you do have a floor that consistently does get wet and you want to keep your fish tanks on it. So what you want to do is separate the floor from the actual stand itself. One way to do that would be to apply a pressure-treated bottom plate, essentially. This is how your house is built. So concrete will almost always have some kind of water coming out of it. It's basically just how concrete operates, right? It's got some moisture coming out of it. It gets cold in the winter. It's doing all this stuff. Concrete is amazing, but one of the things that it will do is transfer moisture from itself to whatever is touching it, okay? So the bottom plate on a house nowadays, you actually use a pressure treat, which that's the first move. First move is pressure treated lumber, that flat bottom plate. And on top of that now, there are two options to utilize. There's actually this copper, it's like copper sheet, right? It's like really thin copper. You put that in between the concrete and the sill plate itself, right? And that obviously is a moisture barrier. It's a vapor barrier, right, in between the two to help slow down any kind of moisture transfer that's happening between there. The other thing that you can do is, or the other thing that you can do now in building a house is you got your concrete, you got your sill plate, and in between that, they actually just use this little strip of, it's like plastic. It's almost like plastic bubble wrap type feeling material. It's just a little puffed up plastic, basically. And you roll that out in between the two, and it's a vapor barrier in between the two. You could treat with paint and stuff. I don't really recommend that. People have found failures along the way. But with an aquarium itself, generally speaking, what I would do is just put down that sill plate onto the concrete, then build your stand up on top of it. As a matter of fact, we did a lot of that at the Aquarium Co-op store build with all of the stands there that were all handmade or made out of wood and everything. But what I definitely do recommend nowadays is getting some kind of foot onto the stand. So generally speaking, something on like a 75 gallon is 75 gallons, 48 inches wide, right? So the span that you have there is 48 inches. So I'd put a foot on either corner, and then a foot in between it. That way you can level the stand from the feet. Whether you have twist feet that you can move around or just some kind of little foot that you would build. The ones that I currently am using is let me see if I can find them in my Amazon, because I've ordered them. I've ordered them on Amazon, so I should be able to find them if Amazon loads. Where are the little feets? Where are they?
You know, that's something I never thought of doing with any of the racks or stands that I built, which is mind-blowing because I've put together a lot of water box stands, a lot of Red Sea stands.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cobalt stands came with them, those little adjustable feet, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm not finding the little adjustable feet. I don't have a link. Where... Okay, let's see if we can't... Here's an adjustable foot. This isn't a good link. Let's see if we can't find a better version. A more heavy duty version. These ones advertise heavy duty, which is important. Okay, so I'm about to share an Amazon link that if you guys click on it, it basically will give a sales commission to the channel here. Control V, paste. There we go. The Federal Trade Commission says I got to tell you that is the case, and so I'm doing it right now. But there's an Amazon link right there. If you go buy something from there, I get a commission, essentially, right? So now you know. It doesn't change your price or anything like that, but my sharing of a link has been influenced by the fact that I am an Amazon affiliate. Okay, there we go. We're within we're within reason there of warning you on clicking links. But that Amazon link will take you to some heavy duty adjustable feet that I would recommend to build onto a stand that is ever going to have an aquarium on it. One of the biggest reasons for that would be that you want to have a really level aquarium stand. You want all of that aquarium water, all that weight to be evenly distributed, heading straight towards the ground without any kind of hinky, cockeyedness, lean, nothing like that. You don't want any kind of lean. You always want them to be like 100% level at all times. Like I said earlier in the show, it's like it's more of a safety issue that you would want to avoid the real catastrophic something happening. Now, I brought up other people getting injured or dogs or whatever, but let's also take into account if your tank falls over, all of the inhabitants are dead. All of your fish, your shrimp, your snails, all that stuff's all going to die too. So it's a triple whammy if somebody else happens to be involved in it falling over. So maintaining a very level stand is paramount. It's very important. So my recommendations would be to take those extra steps to make sure that it is level and it is going to be safe. It's just really, I don't know. I can't like stress how important that is, especially from somebody who's had catastrophic accidents happen in their lives that, hey man, don't think it's going to happen until it actually does happen. But Steve, those, it's funny, like you said, like with the Red Sea stands and stuff like that, they all have the adjustable feet on it. And it's because like, oh yeah, the recommendation is for this to be extremely level and, for the adjustability of an uneven floor that you would be able to still, install an aquarium there, right?
Right. But what kills me is some people, they buy them, they set the stand up there in the living room, naturally, with an empty tank on it so they could adjust those little feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start filling it with water and everything is going good. And then it gets all the way full and now it's not level anymore. Right. Because they put it on their carpeted living room floor.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that like, I never really recommend people to put a fish tank on the carpet, and it's like, oh, it's because it's going to get wet from, doing maintenance on the tank. And I'm like, oh, frankly, I don't care if you want to get your own carpet wet. Like that's a you situation, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But a me situation is the fact that the carpeted floor itself isn't going to be very level surface, especially when you put a lot of weight on it, focusing down into very specific spots where it's coming down and pressing all its weight down. That could end up being a me problem of like, well, you helped me set it up. And it's like, well, I told you not to put it on the carpet. And it's like, yeah, but we still did, so yeah. That's why I'm always like, I try to stay consistent in my advice of like, yeah, just don't do that because you definitely want to stay away from your aquarium being out of level, right? It's just so many bad things that can happen. And it's definitely one of the reasons why I don't recommend the cinder block stand itself. I understand like it's a cheap alternative. And I think there really are places and ways to save money, especially with, how expensive stands can be and like how poorly built they are. There are other alternatives out there that can work great for an aquarium stand.
Yeah. No, I had a couple of those cinder block stands. Actually, there's probably even evidence of them on these here interwebs. And yeah, they're okay, but I knew it was not going to be a long-term solution because I didn't like the way that they sat.
Right.
Like just stacking them up and getting them into place, like noticing how wobbly they were until there was weight on them. And even then, there was one of them that was still not like super solid. I I did it out of necessity at the time. Um, but I think if I were ever going to do it over again, I would just wait
Right.
until I had a better solution.
See, like here's a solution. It might not be the greatest solution, but here's a solution right here. So, um, where'd my chat window go? So this I'm gonna post a link here in the chat. Hopefully, you guys click on it and go look at what's going on. But it'll take you away. So, if you don't want to be taken away, let me use my desktop capture, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, so you don't have to get taken away. Okay, this might not be the most attractive piece of furniture in the world, and I fully understand, comprehend, and I get it. I get it 100%. This isn't the most beautiful thing you have ever seen as far as furniture goes. But at $189, you'll assemble this thing yourself, which means you put the legs on and put the bottom on. It's really not difficult to assemble itself. Look at these pictures. These are hilarious. Now, these will take 500 pounds up, as they say. It'll take 500 pounds sitting up on the top. It'll take 380 pounds sitting on the bottom, and it's $189 for this stainless steel table here that is designed to be wet, moist, all of those things. It has adjustable feet, so you can feed it out. So this really is a like, hey, let me buy a thing and I'll put the thing on it. Like I said, it's not the perfect thing, but you can also mount at the back these commercial kitchen tables. You can mount them at the back so that they do have a clip area in the back here where you can put your earthquake clips in, so the thing won't come falling over if it does happen to get shaky and you're standing in front of it and wondering why your earth is quaking and then it falls right on top of you. Well, it'll stop it from falling right on top of you so you can escape the earthquake, okay? Or whatever weird shifting thing may be happening at the time. And, like I said, at $189, it's not free, but it's a solution that can work pretty well for the average person out there. This thing's 24 inch by 48. That's the top. So the tank, a 28 by 48 inch tank, will sit right on there. Now, understandably, it's not free. I get it. It's not free. And since it's not free, well, people probably don't want to do that. But how much is a 75 gallon aquarium stand? And I don't know, there's probably Top Fin or somebody. Aquatic Fun, yeah, Top Fin is $271.99 at PetSmart. Nate and Jeremiah fish tank stand, $339. Aquatic Fundamental, $249. Here's one that's technically cheaper at 100. Does it? Hey, what? Okay, that doesn't work. The link doesn't work. Don't go there. That one's not technically cheaper. The Imaginarium stand, 55 gallon, is $116. That metal stand. 75 gallon, but this one's only 55 gallon. We need an Imaginarium 75 gallon. This isn't working. Let's see. Amazon. Let's just compare Amazon prices. $99 for a 20 gallon. 55 to 75, $229. Yeah, okay. 75 to 90 gallon. Here's the right one. $257. So I don't know. Yeah, I think there are options out there of things that you can definitely find that will come into play than the cinder blocks. I don't know. How much is a cinder block now?
Oh, too expensive. You might be able to find them for free though.
That's true.
Well, maybe not anymore.
You might just have them for free.
Could. So this table wouldn't quite hold a 75 without additional support. but it would very easily hold a 40 breeder, a 50 breeder, probably even a 65 maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, technically a 75 is sitting at 600
65
pounds.
is pushing it.
75 is like 600 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you
But
technically might be over the weight limit of that table, specifically that specific one. You might be
oh
able to
yeah,
find
there's
one that has a
others
little bit
though.
better. What's that?
There's others. There's definitely others out there.
Yeah.
I was just brainstorming while I was looking at it. I was like, man, I could put a 50 breeder on that and a sump underneath it, like a 20 tall sump or something. And
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
nice
you could
little
actually. Well, the reason I say that is I actually had a bunch of those tables. I had a bunch of those tables with aquarium setup in the past. Actually, if you find my original first YouTube video, I believe there's some in there.
nice.
In
I'll
the
have to go
original.
digging through.
How much are cinder blocks now? Let's see. Come on. Load the cost. Load the price. Where's the price? Oh, they're only $2? That doesn't seem right. Are they $2 now? They seems like they were more expensive last time I bought them. $2 a piece. I guess that's not bad. But then again, if you need like 50 of them or whatever, still at $100. How many do you need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4 at least, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so $24.
24. 24, $50. $50 in cinder blocks. Yeah. So I guess it is cheaper for sure. I guess.
No, honestly, if you got some of that nice good like heavy duty caulking or whatever to like glue them together, might not be bad. But then you still have the leveling issue, and then the whole thing falling over
Yeah.
if you don't like support it to the wall.
It's a big issue.
28
Right.
ways to use cinder
Well,
blocks.
hey, I hate to
Wow.
say this, but I got a thing I got to be to by 3:00. I tried to start the stream earlier. I had a problem. There was a hummingbird situation outside. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But I got to be to a thing by 3:00, and it's 2:35 right now, and I got to find some socks. So we're gonna do it.
That's all right. I gotta go make some dino chicken nuggets. So,
All the Dino Chicky Nugs.
oh yeah,
We didn't have any new members today. We didn't have any super chats, so that's easy. That makes that easy. We did get a member chat from Joel G. So shout out to Joel G. and shout out to Steven Skoglund for calling in today. And happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to all the other weirdos out there
happy
who
Father's
are
Day to you.
who are weird dads. I'm a weird dad. I was in a parade this weekend. Did I tell you that?
No,
I had to take Olivia on a parade.
that's
I posted
awesome.
a picture of it in the on the Discord. Her wearing her outfit. I don't know where it went. Yeah, she's wearing her Daisy. She's a Daisy, she's not even a brownie yet. And we already got to be in parades, in the Girl
Wow.
Scouts. And we got to be in parades because she's so cute. Because she's so dang cute. She's just too cute. So we got to be in the parades, And then she refused to walk with the other girls, so I had to walk with her. So Weird Dad was there, walking in the parade. Now,
Nice.
I don't find anything more useless, essentially, than a parade. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But I will say the local Mexican groups stole the show. Those guys stole the show. They had music. They had live mariachis. There's 2 different groups. One from I want to say one was from Walla Walla and one was from Bellingham, I think. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, so who knows. But they had people dancing. They had live mariachis in the parade. They had horses that were regular work horses, right? Cowboy horses and Clydesdales. People riding them, cowboys riding them in cowboy regalia. They had the dancing horses. They had lady cowboys also. They had it all. They had everything going for them. So Mexicans did amazing in the parade. All the other people did so-so, 50-50 maybe, at best, right? The Mexican contingents crushed it. They were the best. They had equal opportunity representation with female cowboys. They had a princess. They had all that stuff. They had the dudes. They had the dudes. They had the ladies. Everybody was doing something, and they were representing. And they had dancing horses and regular horses. So those two groups went over the best, especially with Olivia. She even today says it was the female cowboys were the best part of the parade. And that beats out all the princesses, which is crazy because maybe she's evolving into a regular human now and doesn't want to be a princess when she grows up. So, folks,
only time will tell.
Only time will tell, and we got a thing happening. We got a brain. We have a little human brain emerging, and it's a beautiful thing. I love hanging out with my kid, and I hung out with my kid all by myself all weekend because Vicky was gone the whole entire weekend. So, yeah, it was good. It was good times. Steven, I love you. All you people watching, all 100 million of you, hopefully hit the like button and shared this out and cut clips. Like Nabokov fan was saying, cut the clip and share it out. And I'm like, yeah, do that. Cut those clips out. Share them out. But also send me emails and remind me that you want me to make videos about things like Cinderblocks. I have a video on the steel stands that were built by Jason Livingston. Steelworks, I think, is the name. He's also makes those really cool LED fish signs and stuff like that. We have those stands built. I have that video made. The fish room is not done yet, but that video will come out once the fish room is done because I don't want to put out a video that's like, hey, look at all these fish stands, and then they'll be like, well, you don't have anything set up on them. I'm like, you're right. It's really stupid that I put that video out. So those videos will all come out when the fish room's done, hopefully within whatever time frame. Right now the big issue is air. I need to get heating and cooling and dehumidifying in the new room before I really move stuff over there, and that was like an $8,000 bill is the current bid, and I'm not paying that much money for a mini split. So we're working out, trying to figure out what to do about that. So we'll be getting there. Okay. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you later. And I'll talk to you either next week or I'll try to stream, if we get a bunch of new members, I'll try to stream in the evening this week. Okay. Bye. Push buttons.